I'm Angie, and you're watching Dante's Vaccination.
Dante's Vaccination, what's going on, guys? Well, the projected pay-per-view numbers are in for the Canelo versus Golovkin trilogy, and it has got to be the worst news that DAZN has heard in a very, very long time. Just keep in mind, Eddie Hearn, he told the public that this was the biggest fight in the entire sport. According to the reports, DAZN paid Golovkin and Canelo a total of $75 million, and they charge $85 a pop for the non-DAZN subscribers and $65 for the subscribers, the DAZN subscribers. That means this fight had to do at least 1 million pay-per-view buys just for DAZN to break even. And according to reports, according to Dan Rafael, who reported this, who is a huge Canelo Alvarez fan, this fight did $550K to 575,000 pay-per-view buys, turning it into a massive failure. This goes beyond saying that these are disappointing numbers, guys. Now, out of those total pay-per-view numbers, only 200,000 customers bought the pay-per-view that were not subscribers of DAZN. Eddie Hearn, once again, he promoted this fight as the biggest fight in all of boxing, and it did almost the same numbers that the Canelo-Bivol fight did. But what's really interesting is the one time that Canelo went over to Al Heyman in the PBC series and fought Caleb Plant, that fight did 800,000 pay-per-view buys. Listen, guys, at the end of the day, DAZN is making the exact same mistakes that HBO made. HBO, they wanted to create a non-black Floyd Mayweather. Even though HBO was lucky enough to have the Michael Jordan of the sport, Floyd Mayweather, they wanted Floyd Mayweather to come in a different color. A lot of people don't know this, but all those years that Floyd Mayweather was fighting on HBO, HBO didn't even have him signed to the network. Floyd was fighting as a free agent. So Showtime, they completely took advantage of that situation and offered Floyd Mayweather the biggest six-fight deal ever in the sport of boxing. And HBO at the time, they didn't even care, because this is when they said, now it's time for us to create a non-black Floyd Mayweather, a Floyd Mayweather that has the complexion for the protection. So first they tried to put Gennady Golovkin in that position. The first time they put Golovkin on pay-per-view against David Lemieux on HBO, the pay-per-view numbers were so horrible that HBO actually fired the man that was in charge of putting that fight on pay-per-view. You know, so not only did HBO have the Michael Jordan of the sport at the time, which was Floyd Mayweather, they also had the Kobe Bryant of the time, which was Andre Ward. And once again, HBO, they refuse to take advantage of having the most talented, gifted fighters in the sport of boxing that were truly the best, had the skills. They disregarded all of that to focus on color. You see, they wanted to replace Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant with Steve Kerr, Kurt Rambis, or Vlade Divac. While Gennady Golovkin was getting his 15 minutes of fame, Andre Ward was considered pound for pound the best fighter in the world. What did HBO do when Golovkin said that he'll fight anyone from 154 to 175? Well, Golovkin was fighting at 160, and Andre Ward was fighting at 168. Golovkin, he already started calling out fighters at 168. He called out Chavez Jr. at 168. He called out Carl Froch at 168. But he wanted no smoke with the best fighter in the world at 168, Andre Ward. If HBO was colorblind and they had very smart businessmen, they would have said, you know what? By looking at Andre Ward's skill set and Gennady Golovkin's skill set, Andre Ward is going to go way further than Gennady Golovkin. So let's go ahead and start building this Golovkin versus Andre Ward fight and eventually force Gennady Golovkin to take the fight. HBO obviously didn't do that. You know what they did instead? Instead, they forced Andre Ward to move up in weight and fight Sergey Kovalev, who at the time was considered pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world. Some of these old media websites even had him at number 1. So they tried to feed Andre Ward to Sergey Kovalev just to protect their main investment, Gennady Golovkin. And that decision turned out to be one of HBO's biggest mistakes. Because Golovkin, he never became a pay-per-view draw. But most importantly, Golovkin wasn't fighting and beating the level of opposition that Floyd Mayweather had been beating for quite some time. You see, a lot of these networks, they think all we have to do is get a fighter that the fans like, and we could turn him into a star, and he'll be just as big as Floyd Mayweather. It doesn't work that way. Floyd Mayweather, he had to beat the best fighters in the sport to reach the level that he reached. A lot of the fighters that Floyd Mayweather beat when he was fighting them, they were on the top 10 pound for pound list. Imagine if there was a fighter today that already beat 3 guys that were currently on the pound for pound list. This is what Floyd Mayweather was doing. So the fighter has to put in the work. He can't just show up with the right complexion. You still have to have the skills, the resume, and the dominance that a Floyd Mayweather possessed. In HBO, they couldn't understand this. And the reason why they couldn't understand this because they stayed looking at the comments on social media. They seen how much people loved Golovkin, how much they loved all these fighters on the hope list. And they said, well, this guy is going to be a star. I mean, look at what people are saying about him on the internet. Let's put him on pay-per-view right away. This guy is about to be bigger than Floyd Mayweather. That's what they thought. But a bunch of racist decals on the internet does not tell the whole story. And HBO thought it did. And that is exactly how HBO went out of business. Once again, they had access to all of the best fighters in the whole world. All of these dominant Black American fighters. They had access to all of them, but gave them the Cinderella treatment. And that is exactly how HBO went out of business and why now PBC is the leading boxing network and organization in the sport of boxing today. They are the most successful, hands down, over anyone else that has something to do with the sport of boxing today. And DAZN is making the exact same mistakes that HBO made. They keep trying to find a fighter with the right complexion, a fighter on the hope list. They keep neglecting all of this extreme talent when it comes to these Black gifted fighters that have been dominating the sport since the inception, which all of them know that, by the way. Matter of fact, the fighter that was the most impressive, that had the most impressive win on that entire Canelo-Golovkin card was Austin "Ammo" Williams. Out of everyone on that card, Austin Williams, he has the brightest future. He has the most talent and skills overall. He's a slick, aggressive southpaw that knocks out almost all of his opponents. From Texas, he almost has a stance that's similar to Errol Spence's. Very, very good, gifted, talented fighter. But yet, when you listen to the press conference leading up to this fight with Canelo and Golovkin, the way Eddie Hearn talked about Austin Williams, as opposed to the way he talked about everyone else on the undercard, like Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez, you would have thought that Austin Williams is just a name on the undercard. It's nothing special about him. With Eddie Hearn being a promoter, his job is to promote his fighters. And when you have a fighter who actually really has the goods, he should have been telling everybody, man, you guys don't want to miss Austin Williams. This guy right here has the potential to become pound for pound the best fighter in the world. This man is slick. He gets knockouts. He reminds me of this fighter or that fighter. That's how you promote someone who is a special talent. We're not talking about just saying this about fighters that are really not that good and you just are hyping them up. We're talking about fighters that deserve this type of praise. When Eddie Hearn was talking about Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez, he was praising Jesse Bam Bam Rodriguez like that, but not Williams. And Jesse didn't even put on a good performance. Jesse would damn near get hit more times in one round than Austin Williams got hit in his whole fight. And this is while Ammo Williams is fighting an aggressive fight. So with all this money DAZN is losing, boy, they better wake up before it's too late. They better wake up before it's too late. I'm gonna wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Decay Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodecay.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Fellas, I've got some great news for you. If you've lost your hair or have a receding hairline, the time has come when you can finally get your hairline back through a process called scalp micropigmentation. So here's how it works. It's a hair tattoo that replicates the look of your hair follicles when you have fully shaved it down. So to get this hookup, make sure you follow and contact my man Scalp Carolinas on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.